Hello everyone and welcome to tonight's Kiki. Let me know that you guys are there. I want to thank you guys for joining me this evening. Let me know if you can hear me very well. Sorry, my camera decided to act like it was a little wonky. I couldn't get it right, so I won't be on camera this evening. Hello, Miss Erica. How are you? Hello, Magnolia. How are you guys doing this evening? Thank you for joining. Thank you. I hope everyone has had a great day and is having a great evening. And if you're part of the replay game, don't forget to leave a comment and let me know that you're there. Hashtag replay game, because I love my family, because we're our family here. And if you haven't already done so, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, like the live as you guys are coming in, and join the family. I'm doing very well today. I didn't have the people that bother me here, so I had a good day. So I definitely had a good day today. Don't forget to shop the shop for your intention oils, your pain relief oil, your fixed and Reiki charged candles, your spiritual bath salts. Don't forget to book your next tarot reading or bone reading. And don't forget to book your next Reiki session as well. New clients is $25 for a full 1 hour session. So if you guys want to go ahead and get into it, we can go ahead and get into the messiness now. Let's go ahead and get into the messiness, okay? Let's see if this works. Because we know how this thing goes. Okay. So, but before we jump into the first story, which is obviously J-Lo and Bennifer 2.0, I want to send my condolences, heartfelt condolences, to Trina, the baddest bee. She lost her niece, I believe Tuesday night, 17-year-old niece. I believe they call her Baby Sugar, to gun violence. The girl just turned 17. She was enjoying her senior year, and unfortunately she lost her life Tuesday night. I don't know all the details, but definitely my condolences go out to Trina and her family. It sounds like Trina's brother that passed away due to gun violence some time ago possibly is this particular niece's father. So if that's so, that is even more tragic if that's the case. But either way, my heartfelt condolences, prayers go out to the family. I wanted to jump off with that because that really hurt my heart when I saw the news, and I was just like, okay, I'm not ready for this type of news right now. Too much been going on, like personally, and with all this other craziness going on in the world with the kids. So just definitely keep the kids lifted in prayer, because it's so much going on with gun violence and kids nowadays. It's just tragic. Here in Detroit, yet another child playing with a gun shot their sibling. Just last week, we had 2 instances where teenagers was playing around with a gun and someone ended up getting killed. So, guys, if you guys have guns and have kids in the house, lock your guns up. Have a gun safety lock on it. Teach your kids to not play with the guns. Don't go near the guns. Because this is just tragic. This is just tragic. Yeah, that's what they're saying. It seems like she was at the wrong place, the wrong time. From what I'm gathering, the family was like they don't even know why she was in that area. She don't even live in that area. There's no reason for her to go in that area. So just keep that family lifted in prayer, and just condolences to the family, because this is just tragic. This is just very tragic. So with that being said, go ahead and jump into the mess. Let's jump into the mess. So Bennifer 2.0 got married, got hitched over the weekend. I guess they taking a page out of Courtney and Travis's book, and went to Vegas and done got married. Well, Courtney and Travis went to Italy and got married. But hey, they had a practice wedding in Vegas. So J-Lo and Ben did the full-on wedding in Vegas and went and got hitched. So it seemed very rushed to me. I did play around with some cards yesterday, and just because I'm nosy, I shared it with my sister group, and it just seemed so rushed. And it seemed, Ben is head over heels and infatuated in love with Jennifer, and Jennifer is in love with love. We all know that she's in love with love. She can't be without a partner, and she needs that love and validation. We all know that. That's you can see that. A blind person can see that she needs that love and validation. But I wish them well. I'm hoping that this work out for the both of them, because we know that Ben, when he was married to Jennifer Gardner, had some heavy drinking problems. My personal opinion is he drove himself to drink because he was living a lie with Jennifer Gardner, because he really wanted J-Lo. Sorry, my cards fell. And that's just my personal opinion. And he basically made their lives almost a living hell because of it, because he regrets. I feel like he regretted not seeing it through with J-Lo. Okay, Magnolia. But that's just my personal opinion, because you could tell that when they was first together that Jennifer, J-Lo and Ben did love each other. The love was there, like it is there now. And for whatever reason, they broke up. It could be multiple things. They claimed that they broke up because it was too much media hype around them and they just couldn't handle it. It was just too much pressure, and that kind of drove them apart. They both careers was reaching a height. Me too, Erica. I really do hope that this work out for the both of them, but it could be 50-50, because it's like, I get the sense, this not what was in the cards, but I get the sense that they're trying to make up for lost time from when they were together the first time. So I think they moved fast because they was familiar with each other, and they're trying to make up for lost time, because he went and dated and married Jennifer Gardner, had kids with her. J-Lo went with some other people, then ended up with Mark Anthony and having twins with him. So they ended up having kids with other people and being married to other people. But I really believe that they felt that J-Lo and Ben felt that they should have stuck it out. But that's just my personal opinion. So I really do wish them the best. I really wish that Ben demons don't come up and haunt him within this marriage. It's still relatively new. J-Lo has taken Ben's name, last name. Kudos to her. But I have my own opinions about that. There's nothing wrong with a woman taking their husband's name. That's traditional. I did it. Some women don't. They hyphenate. I wish I did. That's just, me. But some people hyphenate. Some people, don't take their husband's name or their significant other or partner's last name. But that's their choice. But I have a little sneaky suspicion that, she got ulterior motives for, taking Ben's last name. Maybe a little slight dig to Jennifer Gardner. I don't know. But I wish them well. Like Erica said, I hope the second time is the charm for them, and they, really foster this marriage and have a loving, lasting marriage, because they do both deserve a happy ending. And like I said, I really hope that Ben's demons don't come and haunt him and come up and ruin this marriage, And I hope they could blend their families together, because J-Lo's boy twin wasn't at the wedding, and some of Ben kids wasn't at the wedding. So, and it said allegedly that his oldest child, Violet, with Jennifer, didn't want to go because she's very loyal to her mom, Jennifer Gardner, But, this was something spur in a moment. So it was just like happened so fast. So maybe the kids couldn't get there for the wedding and whatnot. Allegedly, Jennifer Gardner did get the heads up, but it still was kind of late notice. It's like she heard about it, like they got married like Saturday, Sunday, and she found out like Friday or some ish like that. So she found out about it before the rest of the world, but it still was kind of a late notice. So that's makes me think that this was, kind of planned, but kind of rushed as well. Like, hey, it was spontaneous. We're in Vegas. Let's go get married. That type of thing. So, but like I said, congratulations to them. Hope everything goes well. And Ben, keep your demons at bay. Please keep your demons at bay. That's all I can say about that. And we could just wait, watch, and see what happens next. But yeah, it's going to be interesting because we're getting Bennifer 2.0. So let's go ahead and move on to the next topic. Now, in other weird, crazy news, I think Jennifer Gardner is kind of salty because of how she found out. And then also she probably had a sneaky suspicion that Ben has, during their marriage, Ben has always held that flame for J-Lo. So she may be a little bit salty. And, it might be something there. It really could be something, something there. It really could. So the cat's out of the bag. Khloe is expecting a baby with Tristan, but this time via surrogate. The baby is, they're saying, first they said the baby was due like in November. Then next thing I know, once the cat really got out of the bag, it was like the baby is due any day now. So it's soon. It's soon. Allegedly, it could be a boy that she's expecting with Tristan. But this is the surrogate got, when people sat down and backtracked the timeline, they kind of found out in a way that the surrogate got pregnant around the time that Tristan got the his trainer pregnant. I think her name is Marley or something like that. So Khloe is kind of like pissed about that. But I think her and Tristan had an agreement to give True a sibling, even if they was not together, because Khloe does want a family, and for whatever reason she wants these kids with Tristan. I don't know why. Maybe she wants to make sure that her kids have the same father. I don't know, but she's taking a page out of Kim's book by doing a surrogate this time around, which, more power to her. I can't fault her for that, especially if she experienced health issues when she was carrying True, because I think that's some of the reason why Kim went the surrogate route after she had Saint. Yeah, I think she after she had the second baby, I believe it's Saint, she went surrogate route after that, because she had both her pregnancies. She was having health issues. So kudos to Khloe for that decision, putting her health first. But to continue to have a family with Tristan, that's her prerogative. But you know what you're getting with Tristan. He's not going to be faithful. He's been running around here in Greece holding hands with different women. Well, none of the sisters are pregnant, from what I can tell. Courtney, is speculated that Courtney is trying to get pregnant. I know. Hopefully, it is a real surrogate and not a family member. But a family member can be a surrogate. Hopefully, it's not Chris. She shouldn't be popping out no damn kids now. But hopefully, it is a real surrogate and not something made up for the show. I'm hoping they kind of grew past that, since they're on Hulu now, and it looked like they're trying to keep it real. Hint, hint, wink, wink, air quotes. But and then also Khloe is allegedly dating some type of big time real estate person. So if that's true, she should, really, after all of the crap that she went through with Lamar and Tristan, Khloe really need to be by herself and relearn who she is and what she wants. I know she wants a family, but do you want a family at all costs? I'm just saying, do you really want your family to be, because constantly up on, well, the family, her family, anybody that deals with the Kardashians is always going to be up under a microscope. That's a given, because they put their entire life out there, and they only got themselves to blame about that. But it's going to be even more so when your child's father, when it looks like you guys are trying to reconcile, or make it kind of look like you guys are trying to reconcile and have some sort of a relationship. Hey Sheila, how you doing? Thanks for joining this evening. But then, he's out here still cheating. So, it's plenty of women out here that be having kids with fuck boys, and Khloe is not exempt from it. She's having kids with a fuck boy. That's clear and obvious. But she's allegedly supposed to be dating some type of big real estate person. So if she's not going to spend some time alone and heal properly, and just focus on the pending family she's going to have, hopefully she can heal through this new relationship. That would be great for her, if she would just focus on herself and heal from all the craziness, because there's a lot of healing that needs to be done on her part, because she's gone through a lot. Like I said, Lamar and his drug abuse and almost dying, and now Tristan, his multiple cheating, habitual, let's just keep it 100, his habitual cheating, and basically showing that he does not give any fucks about Khloe and her feelings. Even though he's saying, I love you, I will never hurt you, while he got like about 5 side chicks waiting that he's texting to get with. He got them already lined up. So it's just sad how he treated Khloe, and it's just sad that Khloe is not getting the love that she gives out. She's not getting it in return, the love and respect. So I hope they are able to co-parent properly. Look like they're doing pretty well with True. So hopefully, when this new baby come along, whenever he or she makes their grand debut, I hope they are able to co-parent. But I hope Khloe don't go back to Tristan any way, shape, or form, because he clearly does not have any type of respect for her, and not having respect for her, showing that he has no respect for Khloe, basically is teaching his daughter True that a man shouldn't respect her. So that's basically what he's teaching his daughter, even though he pops up at her school with a van full of roses and things like that. All he's basically teaching her is that if a man do something wrong to you, all they have to do is give you a gift or give you flowers, and you're supposed to be okay with that. That's not a lesson. Teach your daughter that, hey, I made a mistake with your mommy, and I don't want you to experience that. So this, stay away from these type of men or women, whatever she prefer when she gets older. He needs to be teaching her what type of partner she wants to. And I know True is young, but he needs to be teaching her what type of partner she should be looking for in the future. He definitely should be treating her way better than he treated Khloe. I don't want it'll be sad if True picks up on, oh, daddy did something wrong, and he's supposed to just give me a gift and everything is fine. So when I start dating, if a guy hit me and he buys me a diamond necklace later and say he's sorry, that's acceptable. That's the wrong lesson that is being taught here. I don't know if anybody else agrees, but I kind of, picked that up because that's his MO. That's basically what he did to Khloe. He basically was like, my bad, and bought her roses and gifts. But he didn't change his behavior. If the behavior doesn't change, and I'm not just preaching to her, I'm preaching to myself and, to other people that's watching this live or watching the replay. If the behavior doesn't change, then you need to rethink something. You need to rethink something. So, but congrats to Khloe for being a pending mom. I hope the pregnancy is going well for the surrogate. I hope she's getting some type of peace, even though her name is not out there. But she had to let her family know that she is carrying a child for a Kardashian, particularly Khloe. So exactly. In the beginning, like, I did not watch this show. I was not a faithful watcher, but once that whole Khloe Lamar thing happened, I was watching it for that, because I was a Khloe fan then. She seemed like she was the only one in the family that had a good head on her shoulders. She proved me wrong. But yeah, she did do that, Erica. She did question her sisters a lot about cheating. So obviously, she has issues about cheating. Didn't Kris cheat on their father? Didn't Kris Jenner cheat on their father? Maybe that's where the issue came from. Yeah, her tune really changed when it came to Lamar. It really did. I'm sick of all of it too. Hey Paris, how you doing? But I had to talk about it because I'm looking like this was like a train wreck. Soon it was out that a baby was coming for Khloe. Next thing you know, you saw Tristan and Grease holding hands with a bunch of women. So I think Khloe has trust issues based on Kris Jenner cheating on her father. You know, Rob Kardashian Senior. You know, clearly Khloe has trust issues because she's fixated on cheating. And then what happens? The men that she's with. Oh, she did cheat with Caitlyn / Bruce / Caitlyn. That's what. Thank you, Erica. Thank you, Erica. Thank you for that. She did. She did do that. Allegedly, she probably had allegedly, they're trying to claim that she had an affair with OJ as well, but that's neither here nor there. Yeah, so I think they all the sisters probably have trust issues. The ones that have Rob Kardashian as their dad, Kendall and Kylie probably not so much, but Kim, Courtney, and Khloe were old, and I think they were old enough when that happened to really know what was happening and understand. So they probably have trust issues, and Khloe must suffer from trust issues way more than the rest of them. Yeah, I think she was too, Erica. I really do think she was too. So, but look. Look what Khloe is picking. She's picking. I do think that Khloe. This is just my opinion. This is just my opinion. Khloe probably suffers from that Captain Save-A-Hole mentality. That, you know, she attracts men that she wants to fix. I can save them. I can fix them. Because look what she tried to save and fix Lamar. She kind of did the same thing with Tristan. So she attracts these people, but she also have trust issues, you know, and she has trust issues, so she's naturally going to attract someone that's going to cheat on her. This is just my opinion. So, but like I said, I'm hoping that the pregnancy is going well for the surrogate. I hope that the baby comes here healthy, and I hope Tristan and Khloe can continue to co-parent when this baby comes, and it be less drama, and Khloe can enjoy having a new bundle of joy in her family. You know, because babies are blessings. Babies are blessings. But she really picking the baby father wrong. Just saying. That's just my opinion. That's just my little stinky opinion. Let's go ahead and move on to the next topic. Everybody and their mother is talking about this topic right here. Now, raise of hands. Raise of hands. How many of you guys in my life grew up watching Sesame Street? How many of you guys grew up watching Sesame Street? Raise your hands. I'm just going to type me, because I don't know how to put raise your hands because I'm on the computer. But I grew up watching Sesame Street. I was a Sesame Street fan. My favorite thing that I can remember from Sesame Street is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The pinball machine thingy that helped me learn how to count. How many of y'all remember that? I remember that very well. I remember learning how to count with the count. I'm a huge Elmo fan. I love me some Elmo. So, I am a really big Sesame Street fan. Grew up on Sesame Street. I grew up on some other stuff too, like Mr. Dress Up. I didn't watch Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood too much because that was a little bit too slow and maybe a little bit too adult for me at the time. But I did watch some of it. So I got some people in here that watch Sesame Street. Okay. Yeah, Oscar the Grouch. Remember the worm? Remember the worm that Oscar had? He was cute too. So they have, a bunch of characters. Bert and Ernie, always Big Bird, Cookie Monster, Telly, Grover, the main ones, the main ones. Then the aliens, so, growing up, Sesame Street was the bomb. It was like the main thing on your public TV station that was giving you the feels. I learned a lot about my community watching Sesame Street and going out in my community. It encouraged me to go out in my community, to the local stores and things like that, knowing the people in the neighborhood, that wasn't just on my block when I was allowed to get off the porch. Yeah, Telly and the eyelashes, yes. Mm-hmm. Snuffleupagus. So Sesame Street was the bomb.com back then. I don't know what it is now because I don't have kids, so I don't have to watch Sesame Street. And I questioned it when it became Sesame Street at dark. I didn't know what was going on. I was afraid to watch it. I don't know about y'all, but I was afraid to watch it. So I haven't watched that yet. I don't know what that was about. But I didn't even know that they had a Sesame Place. They had some type of park that was called Sesame Place. This whatever happened is new to me. So allegedly, these two beautiful black, brown girls, beautiful little girls, was at Sesame Place, and they was having a little parade, as one do, because Walt Disney have those parades that come around. And Sesame Place is evidently no difference. They're going to have a little parade. And Rosita was coming. They was, this was a character from Sesame Street, one of the newer characters. Came from Sesame Street, was coming up the street during the parade, and was waving at everybody, and all of that good stuff. Yeah, it's a hot mess. So I'm just giving it some backstory. So Rosita's coming up, waving at everybody, but you got these two beautiful brown girls approaching Rosita. They are so excited. They got their little Cookie Monster and other Sesame Street character book bags. They all excited. They're seeing Rosita, and it's, you seeing your favorite character approaching you as a child. You're gonna be so excited. Trust me, if I was seeing Elmo come near me, I would probably hyperventilate. But and I'm an adult. and there's no shame in my game. I would say that proudly. Elmo is like Tupac to me. If I saw Tupac and Elmo, I would faint. But anyway, Rosita, when it comes to these two little girls, basically makes the gesture of no, and walks past them. And the little girls turn around because their mom is livid. You can see her. You can hear her. You can't see her, but you can hear her in the video that she's recording. She's livid. She's upset, like any parent would be, because you're at a happy place, and the character basically shuns your kids publicly, like rejects them publicly. And that hurt those two little girls so much. That broke their hearts. You could tell in their face that they was confused. They was heartbroken. They did not understand what was going on. As Rosita continued on and hugged and high-fived white kids. Now, this went all over the internet. Kelly Rowland is livid. She done made several comments about this, and other celebrities have came out and made comments about this. People are very livid, and this is not the first time, because since this video has came out, and Sesame Place has made an apology, which is BS, and then it also invited the family back to have like a private experience with the characters at the park. I don't care. Why invite them for something private when this was done publicly? You will want them to come back publicly so you can make it right. Nothing can make this right, because these little girls feel like they did something wrong. I saw somewhere today on the internet, like the youngest one basically probably going to have to go into some type of therapy because she's being placed with her grandmom so she won't be ostracized on and bullied on the block where they live, and she's constantly asking, what did I do wrong? So clearly these two girls literally think they did something wrong to Rosita for Rosita not to acknowledge them. And yes, the excuses that they gave, that the part gave, was basically that the person that's inside that costume had limited vision, and the hand gesture, the no hand gesture, wasn't for the two little girls. It was for an adult who was constantly asking the character to hold their child. I understand that those costumes have limited visibility. I get that. I understand that. But they should have immediately addressed it right then and there, because the character probably should have sensed that something was wrong. That something was clearly wrong, because you could hear. And there's other videos coming out from Sesame Place involving other little black kids being pushed down by characters and other incidences. So this is not the first time. This is the first time it went viral. Yeah, I smell BS too. But this is the first time that it has went viral. So I guess since this video has came out, that sparked the rest of the people that had problems at this place, at Sesame Place, to show their videos. It's just sad that Sesame Street is now being attached to racism. When I was growing up, they addressed, this was like one of the only places outside of Mr. Rogers I could think of that I watched that addressed everyday issues. Mr. Rogers did address racism. I remember watching him inviting the black mailman to put his feet in the same pool, kiddie pool, as himself, Mr. Rogers. Exactly, Erica. Exactly. And Mr. Rogers, I watched a documentary where he basically said he did that for a purpose, because he wants everyone to be treated the same, not different because of their skin color, because he believe in love, that we should love one another and not discriminate based on skin color. He fully believed that. And I could respect Mr. Rogers for that. The few times I've watched Mr. Rogers, I caught that. And I understood that Mr. Rogers was not about the whole racism thing. I understood that. He had a big heart. He has a kind heart. Sesame Street basically did the same thing. They showcased that everybody, they had a diverse cast. They had Latinos. They had African Americans. They had Caucasians. They had Asians. They had all walks of life, different religions, and everything on that block, on that street, in that community. So everybody was represented. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sesame Street represented everybody. Everybody saw themselves on Sesame Street. Everybody. And they're doing it still today. They're including LGBTQ plus communities, characters. They're talking about African American hair. They're still groundbreaking. But Sesame Street, the show, I believe is kind of separate from Sesame Place. That park, yes, need new management. They need like a whole month off. They're going to lose some money anyway. So since they're going to lose money, they might as well shut down and have some hectified training. Since you're going to lose some dang on money, you might as well shut down for a month. Go ahead and lose that money and have some hectified training. Because this is unacceptable. You can't have these people that have their own personal views be dressed up in these characters that we love and express their views through that character. When you dress up as that character, you're embodying Big Bird. Big Bird is like the biggest kid. So is Elmo. They're innocent. They're innocent. They're childlike. And they just love. I wish I did low-key watch Sesame Street. I haven't watched Sesame Street in a long time, but I do go to YouTube and watch the pinball machine number thing, because I be missing that. But I do have an Elmo shirt. And I had Tickle Me Elmo back in the day when I was in high school. I didn't care. My mom went to hell and back to get me that thing. But when you're dressing up as these characters, that's who these kids and these adults see, is that character. So there's those kids don't know no better. So if Big Bird came up to them and said, "Hey, little kid, I don't like you because you black," they're going to say Big Bird don't like black people, because that's how the kid's mind work. They're not thinking about the person inside the costume. To them, that's Big Bird. And Big Bird told me they don't like black people. So those little girls more than likely feel that Rosita do not like black people. And they was pinpointed out, targeted, and shunned and rejected that day at that park. And if there's a lawsuit, yeah, it's going to be cray-cray. It's going to be cray-cray. And it's good that this has been brought out and other videos are coming out, because it shows you that this is not an isolated incident. Good, Sheila, because the more people that know about this, they can make their own educated decision about that park, and that based on the video. Yeah, they only see that character. Kids don't understand that there's a person inside that character in that costume. They don't get that. The parents do, but the kids don't. They just see the character. And they know the character from the show, and they see this character that's loving. They see a character that is loving, that they love. That's supposed to love kids because they are kids themselves. And to be shunned and rejected by them, that hurts on a very deep level to them kids. So them kids, those two little girls, let me take a breath. I can guarantee you that they feel traumatized. Them two little girls feel traumatized based on their interaction with that. Not too many kids nowadays actually experience racism. I didn't experience it until I got into middle school. I knew what it was, but I never experienced it until I got into middle school. And the one time it happened, we corrected that teacher. So, kids they experience it, but they don't experience it, if that makes sense. They're less likely to experience it. They see it, but they less likely to experience it nowadays. Not how it was like blatantly, like when my parents and them was growing up. But this was outright, just based on that video. Yeah, you rejected two black kids so you can hurry up and get to the white kids. That was wrong on so many levels. So that park, if it don't get shut down, they need to shut down themselves for about a month to do some. And I ain't talking about just, we gonna shut down for a week. No, not 2 weeks. Shut down for a dang on month and do some hectified training, and then also re-educate your staff, yourselves. And if anybody continue to have this type of mentality, get rid of them. Cause Sesame Street ain't about the racism. Not the Sesame Street I grew up with. I don't know about the Sesame Place, but the Sesame Street I grew up with ain't about racism. It's about community, diversity, inclusivity. That's what it's about. Unity. UNITY. That's all y'all gonna get. I can't sing. It's about unity. Oneness. Everyone is unique, but they could bring something to. They're valuable to the community. Yeah, I get that. A lot is more now experiencing it, but before this, they low-key wasn't experiencing it on this type of level, because I only had that one incident when I was growing up, and that was the 90s. That was the early 90s. No one ever called me the N-word. I never experienced that. My nephews barely experienced it. My oldest nephew didn't experience it until he became a young adult, when he got out of high school. And that's when he got racially profiled. So, yeah, it's out of control now, because the environment we're living in, basically for the last 4+ years, it's been okay to be racist and to show that you're racist. It's okay. And black and brown people, we supposed to be okay, boss, and accept it. No, we ain't accepting that. We gonna hold you people accountable, or you gonna get knocked the fuck out. Just saying. But this Sesame Place got problems. Sesame Street need to distance itself from Sesame Place, because Sesame Street is not about racism. Not from what I grew up with, and not from what my nieces and nephew grew up with. They ain't about racism. So I don't know what this Sesame Place is about. Yeah, exactly. You know where to put your money. Definitely, Sheila. You're right. But I don't know what Sesame Place is about. But Sesame Street need to distance themselves from them. Tell them they can't use their characters no more, nor their name. They could have the knockoff characters, instead of Big Bird, Small Bird. Instead of Elmo, Emo, something. Just have the knockoffs. I don't care. But they need to do something about this Sesame Place. They need to do something about this Sesame Place, because this is a real big problem. And if it continues, trust me, it's going down. If more videos continue to come out about Sesame Place, and more issues get brought to light, Sesame Place is gonna go down. I'm surprised Al Sharpton ain't on this. Where Jesse? Hopefully he ain't sick. He's been ill off and on. Yeah, Small Bird. Not the count. Countless. Something. Instead of Bert and Ernie, let's get Kurt and Pookie. Something. Shoot. They could have a knockoff, so I'm just saying. Shoot. There's plenty of knockoffs out here. We could, Sesame Street just build their own little park, and it'd be like Sesame Street Park, where everyone is invited. We don't know that place. Be Mariah Carey. We don't know that. We don't know her. Just saying. Okay, let's get off of this story and let's go ahead, because I think the next story is about Monique. And some weeks ago we talked about Monique. Monique since she has, settled with Netflix, Netflix has agreed to give her own pastry monster. I was trying to come up with a good one for Cookie Monster. That's a good one, Magnolia. Pastry monster. That's a good one. They can Name it Pookie and them. Pookie Monster. Okay, so Monique and Netflix have resolved their issues, and Netflix is giving her her own show. Not only that, Lee Daniels has tapped Monique to be in one of his next projects. So look like Monique is getting what she wants. And I know some weeks ago when we talked about Monique, we was talking about how, you know, shooting her mouth off is probably going to not get her what she wants and this, that, and other. Well, eventually it has paid off for her. Hopefully it has paid off for her financially. Just saying. Hopefully she's getting the money that she deserves. And hopefully this opened the doors for other women in the industry, not just in entertainment but music industry as well, to be paid their worth, you know. Yeah, it's gonna be a comedy show, Erica. I don't know when it's gonna come out, but she's getting her own comedy show, and it's a long time coming because she's always been on everybody else's stuff, but she can't do, you know, she can't do her, it's like she can't do her own or something like that. And when she tried to do her own, some weird stuff happens. So yeah, definitely congratulations to Monique. She won the battle. Hopefully, you know, she can win the war. Because definitely it's not over. It's not over. Let's make sure that she's getting paid her worth. You know? That's the thing. So congrats to Monique for getting that her own comedy show and getting a project with Lee Daniels, because clearly she and Lee Daniels have made up too. So congratulations goes out to Miss Monique. Let's move on to the next story. Okay, this is the last story. Okay, Flint, Michigan. Yeah, I hope it works out too, Magnolia, for everybody's sake, because she was out here really giving it to people. So, recently, this Flint, Michigan woman sued this man for $10,000 after he stood her up. It got in front of a judge. This woman had a heated exchange with the judge over the word perjury, basically saying the judge didn't understand the word perjury. After all them years in law school and being a judge, you would think that the judge would understand what the word perjury meant and not just a layperson. But anyway, allegedly this lady went on a date with this man, and it kind of was like, you know, her mom's birthday, but it also was her mom's her mom had passed away, so this was like maybe the first birthday she was celebrating without her of her mom's that since her mom passed. I don't know, but the guy had a valid reason for not showing up. I believe he said something. Yeah, arguing with the judge is not wise, because the judge gave it to her and she was trying to give it back. And yeah, the judge basically, long story short, I'll give you the outcome. The judge didn't make no ruling. The judge kicked it down to circuit court because she's trying to say that this is criminal. What he did was criminal, which is perjury. Because he lied on some type of statement or something like that. And the guy basically saying, you know, in front of the judge is like, I'm shocked that it got this far. Because I really thought that this was going to get thrown out. And I'm sorry that this is wasting the court's time. And I'm sitting up here like, okay, if this thing goes through, you know how many other women is going to do this? If a man stands you up, they're going to drag them to court and try to sue them. Because, you know, time is money. Time is money. I know what you mean. But time is money. But I can see many other women doing this. If a man, and also I can see men doing this. If someone stands somewhat up I could see someone else trying this. I'm shocked that this thing got before a judge. I really am shocked that this actually got before a judge. I would have, if I was a judge, I would have thrown this out. Just like, why? No. Dismissed. I give you 1 day in court, and basically like this is frivolous, and charge the person that brought the case. I would charge them. Sanction them. You have to pay the court for wasting the court's time for some BS. But I can see other people pulling this, because if this continues and the other judge makes a decision on it, I could really see some other people doing this. Never in a million years did I think that this was going to happen. Exactly. I would. If I was the man, I probably would have brought some type of case, filed a motion for, of basically saying this is a frivolous filing, which is basically what you're saying, Pierre, is that you're bringing a case, wasting the court's time. This is frivolous. Maybe he did do some further investigation on her. Who knows? But it's hella likely. Or he might have just got cold feet. I mean, he might have, his reasoning that if his mother was sick or something like that, that might have been a legit reason for him not showing up. And she got mad and she felt in her feelings. Maybe her girlfriends got in her ear about that. And now she's sitting up there suing. Now, if this doesn't go through on the circuit court level, she's going to look like a fool, because now it's all on the internet. Her name, her picture, as far as I know, isn't. But her name is. Exactly. What type of woman would bring this up? Why would you sue somebody for not being stood up? Happens, for whatever reason. Cold feet, valid reasons. Just, you might have got catfished. I don't know. Exactly. But I think that's the highest you can, sue somebody for. At least on the circuit level. But I'm looking like, is being stood up for one date really worth $10,000? I'm just saying, is it really worth $10,000? What if this man can't pay? What if he pull like a Tasha K and say he can't pay? People, a lot of people do that. They say they can't pay. I really don't see this getting any further. I'm hoping that it does kind of go away and get dismissed or whatever. But I thought it was funny that, it actually got to a bloody judge. I was just like, I shook my head. I was like, I couldn't believe that this actually got in front of a judge. I really couldn't believe it. Girl, if she had to fly to and from the restaurant, it had to be some type of private jet, helicopter, or something like that. I don't know. But being stood up on one date is not worth $10,000. What was you eating? Golden steak? Maybe she got tired of people standing her up for the umpteenth time. Maybe it's you, boo. Maybe the problem is you. Maybe the problem is you. Maybe that's why you get stood up. I don't know. But it'll be interesting to see if we hear anything else about this case. But I thought we should end on something funny. So with that being said, I want to thank you guys for joining me this evening. I hope you enjoyed this Kiki. Again, my condolences going out to Trina and her family for the loss of her 17-year-old niece, baby Sugar. May she rest in peace, and may they find the people involved that did this. Because it was 2 other people that got hurt with her, that got shot with her, but they was driven to the hospital, but she was left behind. So I have no clue what that was about. Yeah, Paris, I don't know what that was about. They took the other girls to the hospital, but they left her behind. So I don't know if she was already deceased or they was in flight and fight mode. I don't know. But maybe we'll get some more information about it. Far as last I saw on the internet, Trina hadn't came out and made a statement yet, but a representative for the family has come out and made a statement. So condolences going out to Trina's family and herself as well on the loss of her beautiful niece, Baby Sugar. So don't forget to like the live, subscribe if you are not already part of the family. Can't talk now because I've been talking for over an hour now. So subscribe if you're not already part of the family. Definitely check out the shop for your intention oils, pain relief oils, spiritual bath salts, fixed and Reiki charged candles. Don't forget to book your next tarot or bone reading session or your Reiki session. I want to thank you guys again for joining me this evening, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Good night, all.